it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month, and a Shreveport family says they are now finding out the death of their brother, which was presented to them as a suicide, was actually a murder. KSLA's Dominique Ben spoke to Army veteran Sean Reed's family about how this revelation has shaken them.
Sean Reed served 10 years in the United States Army. After he retired from the military, he took a job in Louisville, Kentucky. The 2009 Captain Shreve graduate was living his best life, or so his family thought.
There was nothing in my heart or my mind would ever make me think he did it.
In September, Sean's wife, 33-year-old Alicia Reed, formerly of Bossier City, called his family frantically, saying Sean took his own life. Alicia told his family he was devastated by his older brother's murder just a week before in Colorado. But Sean's sisters and brother said something wasn't adding up.
If you knew who Sean was and how much he loved his family, he would have never put us through the hurt again after just losing one brother to take his own life.
The tight-knit family of 5 had survived losing their mother and father at a young age. Sean was just 9 years old at the time when his older sister, Lola Morris, stepped in as Sean's guardian. He called her Mama. The family held a double funeral for the brothers. Sean's wife flew down from Kentucky, and a month after the funeral, the family got a call from a Louisville detective.
He said, "Are you able to talk to me?" I said, "Yes, sir, I am." He said, "I wanted to be the first to tell you before the streets started talking. I have formally arrested her for murder. The medical examiner said there was no possible way it was a self-inflicted wound." I told him, I screamed, I said, "I knew it, I knew it, I knew it."
33-year-old Alicia Reed is now behind bars in Louisville, Kentucky, charged with murder, domestic violence.
A lot of times we look for women to be the victim, not seeing that men are also victims or can be victims of domestic violence. In this case, it just so happened to be my brother, and we did not know that he was basically suffering in silence.
They take it so serious when it comes to women. But when it comes to men, sometimes it's not as just like, okay, because he's supposed to be stronger and tougher. But he wasn't raised that way. He's never seen anyone get beat on or, you just don't see that. That's not how we are. We're not that type of people.
The brothers and sisters who call themselves the 5 Heartbeats with one mic are now faced with the reality of losing 2 of their family members.
Heartbreaking. Tragic. I don't know the words that can describe how we've been kind of just floating and trying to survive through everything that's going on.
Now the family is splitting time traveling to Colorado and Kentucky to get justice for their brothers. In Shreveport, Dominique Ben, KSLA News 12.
Last Saturday, Alicia Reed pleaded not guilty during her arraignment, and right now her bond is set at $500,000.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 25, verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. Kol Halayim La, Abanawa, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakat Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of Great Millstone who rule well. Salutations to the Akim out there on the highways and the byways. Salutations to the hopeful elect. Salutations to you speckled birds, you Israelite foreigners. And shalom to the Akwaf, sitting and listening in silence as the scriptures say to do so. Sirach, chapter 25, verse 24. Of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. And this was an actual physical act of death by the woman to her husband. And the story doesn't go into deep with it and why she did it, and she basically stated that she's not guilty. As we already knew that was going to be the plea. But first and foremost, also too, everything is ordained and predestinated by and from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. So it was already written for it to go out like this, for it to go out this way, for this young man to be called back to the spiritual realm. Okay, so what was the intent besides the Lord's agenda? Was there some type of life insurance plan that she was going to gain? Because obviously, he was was a man that was in the military, the army, etc., whatever type of, service he did. So I'm pretty sure he had some type of life insurance, and that the wife would receive some type of funding. Okay, so, hey man, the scriptures make it clear, man. Again, Sirach 25 verse 24, of the woman came the beginning of sin. Because as it is stated in the book of 1 Timothy, the woman was in the transgression. Okay, and through her we all died, man. That's how sin was brought upon the earth. And again, this is also a physical act, because the woman, put her husband to death. Okay, and the medical examiner, because when it's a homicide or a suicide, they do an autopsy. And so with the autopsy being done, they basically figured that this was not a self-inflicted wound. Okay, and in these days, man, people are psychopaths, man. Matter of fact, let's look at that word psychopath real quick. Let's see. Let's go to the etymology online. Psychopath. Alright, the etymology online is psychopath, which is a noun. It says the criminal, so like in the criminal psychology sense, a moral, unreasonable person, considered as mentally deranged, one who obeys his impulses regardless of social codes. Okay, but the main thing we want to take out of this is considered as mentally deranged. Okay, unstable, no logic, no sympathy, just complete selfish, man. So let's grab this. And that's the state of a lot of these Babylonians, and especially these women, man. Okay, it also states in the book of Sirach 25 verse 19, we just came from Sirach 25, all wickedness is but little to the wickedness of a woman, man. Okay, so this is St. Matthew's chapter 24. Salakia, chapter 24, and I'm going to read verse 12. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many, okay, the love of many, which your wife is supposed to love you. She's supposed to be a helpmeet. She's supposed to be a pillar of rest. She's supposed to, give you comfort, embrace you, okay, uplift you, etc., man. She's supposed to be pleasant. Matter of fact, instead of me speaking, let's just get it, man. Let's just get it. Instead of me speaking on it, just brought back to mind, what's that? Sirach 36. Because this is, some of the characteristics you're supposed to look at your wife, man. This is Sirach 36, starting off in verse 22. The beauty of a woman cheereth the countenance, and a man loveth nothing better. So the countenance of a beautiful woman, and it's not only talking about physical, and yes, men, we love physical beauty, but it's more than just the outward appearance. It's the spirit, it's the mentality, how they conduct themselves, how they carry themselves, man. Okay, and what am I talking about? Let's let the Bible continue to speak on. Verse 23, if there be kindness, meekness, and comfort in her tongue, again, embracing her husband, giving him comfort, okay, relaxation, okay, being his his pillar of rest, okay, his helpmeet, uplifting him, etc., man. These are the things that a woman's supposed to be towards her husband, not his goddamn slayer, the one that takes his life. And again, this was ordained and predestinated from and by Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. Okay, this is part of prophecy, man. That's St. Matthew's, I want to say chapter 10, if I'm not mistaken. When Yahweh Shai spoke it, he was also referring back to, I believe, Micah chapter 7, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so the love of many is waxing cold, man. It's waxing very, very cold, man. It's non-existent, man. Okay, so let's jump here. Something I was thinking about. I had a precept in my mind. So like, now I came back. Let's grab this real quick. Let's go to the Blue Letter Bible. Salakia. Let's go to the Blue Letter Bible real quick. Let's go to, what's that, 1 Corinthians, I think that's chapter 13. Let me see here real quick. Bear with me 1 second. Bear with me, I'm just trying to find, I can't remember exactly which translation this is that I want this in, but we'll come back to that. Let me grab this. This goes right here to the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7. Okay, Ecclesiastes chapter 7, verse 26. And I found more bitter than death the woman whose heart, which is your heart is your mind. So a woman always, women are very crafty. Women can premeditate things. Okay, women, are not stupid. To be, clear and blunt and direct. Women are not stupid. They may not be as quick-witted and logical and basically gifted in certain avenues as men. But when it comes to wickedness and to being selfish and also desiring what is beneficial for them, they're very intellectual, again, witty and crafty in that aspect. Okay, Ecclesiastes 7 verse 26. And I find more bitter than death the woman whose heart is snares and nets, and her hands as bands. So she's always devising a plan to either, set you up or to trap you. And in this instance, this woman devised a plan to, for whatever reason, to execute her husband, to more than likely receive some type of financial benefit. Because again, as we see and as we heard, this guy is in, or was in, Salakia, the military, the army, whatever it may be. He did some type of service. So more than likely there's some type of benefit that his wife shall receive if anything happens to him and his children. Okay? And also too, Salakia, more than likely the woman was probably committing adultery on this man, and more than likely wanted to be with the man that she was committing adultery with, and more than likely formulated a plan to take her husband out this way and be able to make sure she gained access to that resource. Okay? Whoso pleaseth the Most High shall escape from her, but the sinner shall be taken by her. So, as it states in the book of Job, nobody perishes being innocent. So this man transgressed, and Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai handed him over to this woman to be devoured, man. And you're going to have a lot of situations arise where the man is going to execute the woman and the woman is going to execute the man. Okay, because again, all this is part of prophecy, man. Okay? All this is part of prophecy. Where Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is literally causing division in the household. Okay, literally causing affliction amongst, your immediate family, your husband, your wife, your siblings, etc., man. Okay? Well, let's continue. Because, she believed that she constructed her plan the correct way, but didn't really think it through and really figure out that the medical examiner would be able to know and state that this was not a self-inflicted wound, that this basically was murder. Okay, so let's go to the book of Luke, chapter 12, verse 2. For there was nothing covered because she tried to cover it. And this is another prime example of a woman putting on fake tears, calling his family, his siblings, to tell him that their family member, their relative, brother, cousin, whatever it was, okay, executed himself. Now, that's nasty, diabolical, treacherous work, man. Again, there's no such thing as fucking love in this captivity, man. None whatsoever. There's no such thing as trust, loyalty, dedication. Okay? No such thing, man. Everybody's has a covetous spirit, and they're only out for their own gain, man. Okay? And that's another reason why you really can't let these women know your plans. You can't really let these women know, hey, look, man, I saw a video. Prime example. I saw a video today, and I don't want to rock this out, man. If I can remember, I'll just put it at the end of this video, where a woman, matter of fact, I ain't even gonna say nothing about it. I'm gonna let y'all see, Lord willing, I remember. But I'm gonna let y'all see, man. This is a prime example. Prime example, man. Okay, but let's continue. Salakia. Luke 12, verse 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. So everything got exposed quickly and swiftly, man. Okay? The Lord basically judged, he judged the husband by having the wife execute him, and he also judged the wife for doing the execution, man. Okay? So I'm just, Lord's will, man. I hope and pray to Yahweh Shem Yahweh bring this across my feed again, so I can see what she's going to say while she's pleading not guilty for basically taking out her husband. I want to see why. I want to hear why. What's her reason for it? Okay. But again, also too, we know that the Lord did this. We know that the Lord ordained it for it to be done. So let's close out because the point is made, man. Point is made. Let's go to the book of, let's just jump back to Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach. Let's close out there. Let's go to chapter 19, I believe, and let's read verse 5. Whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned. And guess what? Everybody here in America, aka Babylon the Great, and across the four corners of the earth, take pleasure in wickedness, man. That's why there's going to be a lot of judgment, a lot of recompense, a lot of grievous, horrific deletions, all types of things that's going to be brought forth by Yahweh Shai, man. Okay, because everybody takes pleasure in evil and wickedness. Okay, especially you fucking women, because you women, you don't get any recompense. You don't get no accountability placed upon you. Okay, and amongst men too, and amongst Edomites, amongst everybody in general, but mainly women, they don't get that light shined on them for all the wickedness that they have done. And again, women take pleasure in wickedness, man. Look at the adultery, setting up people, all the stuff that they do, man. Because women love what? They love to live in pleasure. So in order to live in pleasure here in Babylon the Great, you have to indulge in wickedness, because that's the only thing that this place is about. Wickedness. Tell me I'm wrong, man. It states in the book of 1 Timothy chapter 5, she that liveth in pleasure is dead while she liveth. So again, Sirach 19 verse 5, whoso taketh pleasure in wickedness shall be condemned. So a lot of these women are going to be condemned. Women outnumber men. And again, Esau has given these women security to have liberty to scatter abroad and not to have no recompense and no accountability for their actions. But he that resisteth pleasures crowneth his life, and that's only going to be the remnant, only going to be the ones that Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is predestinated to come back to him and to walk uprightly, man. Okay? Point blank period, man. But again, everything is of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, and this was judgment from the Lord, man. No one perishes being innocent, and no one that is slain on this earth, it was ordained and brought forth by the Lord, man. So Abanawa Ratazah, man. I hope and I pray that this is edifying, uplifting, and informative to the true, sincere Akim Wa Akwaf. So with that, I'm just going to say Shabbat Shalom.
Offered you $50K a month to leave me. Would you do it?
Yeah.
Yo,
But-
I don't like. Yo.
But I'm a call. You got my kids.
Wait,
Am
what?
I also taking the kids?
Yeah, you taking the kids.
Well, he didn't say that. What if he don't want kids in his house? Who am I to tell that man that he has to father my children also?
Yo.
He didn't include them in the package. I'm taking the package as is. I'm not amending.
So you would leave your kids?
I'm not asking no questions. I'm just gonna assume somebody offered you $50,000 a month.
I would
to
not leave you.
me. Why?
Because I love you and I've built a life with you.
Well, then I would leave you for being a dumb. Because what the fuck are you talking about?
That's wild.
$50K a month?
$50K a month, man.
Every month
Every month.
for the rest of my life.
Rest of your
I don't
life.
have to do for it but leave.
You got to leave and be with that person, yeah.
Are you about to say something else that's gonna make me
No.
like what's the bad? What are you talking about?
Well, damn.